Hey class, welcome to the week 3 trait theory worksheet tutorial. As you can see, this worksheet looks pretty familiar with week 1. And when you guys did the week 1 assignment on the media analysis, it's kind of similar in that regard. But one of the things I want to go over is for you to go back to week 1 and see your grade and see if you lost points for not being thorough. Okay, and not making connections between the reading and what you're writing on this worksheet, because that could cause the same issue today if you're trying to complete this assignment or this week. Okay, so make sure that you are not copy pasting on here. Okay, because when you go to this website and you complete the questions there, you'll get your results. Okay, sometimes students will copy paste. Don't do that. You'll mess up the worksheet. If the worksheet's jumbled and it's hard for me to read, you'll get point deductions. Okay, so don't copy paste. And then make sure you're answering these questions thoroughly. A lot of times, students will just go 3 to 5 sentences or 4 sentences, and they'll count sentences. There's no sentence requirement here, so you better be writing pretty thorough explanations here. These worksheets are not that simple where you can just write a couple sentences and be done with. Okay? Make sure that you are actually adding examples. Like, for instance, on this number 2, it says decide producing the score provides a descriptor for each score. What was a sentence that particularly stood out to you and why? You can quote that sentence and that's fine, but the rest of it better be a thorough analysis as to why it stood out to you, and then add an example too. Sometimes students will say this part, the answer, the result said this is why it stood out to me, and you give a thorough explanation. Then you say, for example, and give an example of why it stood out to you. Same thing with these other answers here. Some of them are going to say utilizing at least one peer-reviewed resource. That means you got to go into the GCU library and find a source. If you have issues going on a GCU library and you're having a difficult time, go to library.gcu.edu and look at the Ask the Librarian feature. You can call them. They can be on the phone and computer at the same time you're on the phone and the computer, and they can step you through training. They're not going to complete your assignment for you, so don't tell them, hey, I'm looking for an article to do this assignment. Say, hey, I need help. This is what I'm looking to do, and I need just more training on some guidance. Okay? When it says write a paragraph explaining the benefit of using personality testing in order to determine whether an individual should be employed in a specific job, you're going to write a paragraph. Do not quote. What I want you to do is cite according to, and a researcher's last names with the year, and then you're going to present what the research is saying in your own words, no quoting, and you still have to cite what you paraphrase because you still don't own the study, the researcher does. And then after you reveal what the researcher says on the topic, then go into a discussion about it. Okay, provide specific examples, instances, and also a thorough analysis. Shouldn't just be regurgitating what the source said. Same thing with number 4. You're utilizing one peer-reviewed source, explaining the limitations of it. So I would say you probably need to have close to 2 sources at least, one for number 3 and one for number 4. Okay, that would be the best way to approach it, is to find 2 different sources. Okay. When you're answering these bottom 2, okay, be very thorough. Explain why. All right. Don't just list me an answer. Make sure you are thoroughly explaining. I'm going to be looking for thorough answers, and I'm going to be looking for answers that are actually going to help me understand exactly what you're thinking. There's no way to actually know what students are really thinking unless they're actually painting the picture with what they write. Okay? So please make sure that you are thoroughly watching or thoroughly writing each answer as you go. Okay? If you have any questions, please let me know, but type directly on this worksheet. Do not type anywhere else. And and I'm hoping that everyone kind of views this tutorial early on. And if you are watching this early on, that's good. Get familiarized with the assignment. But at the same time, make sure that you are watching this video again before you begin the assignment later on in the week, so that you refresh your mind on the directions and requirements. Okay, I just went over basic simple directions to make sure you're being thorough. If you have questions about any of these questions on this assignment or the assignment entirely, please give me a call or post a message in a private forum. Thanks.